Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name's Lesleyanne. If you've already subscribed, then thank you so much. I've decided to do this video a little bit of a random one, as you will find out as I start. In fact, it's a very difficult one to know where to start, to be honest. I've made lots of notes so I don't get anything wrong. Topic of this video is to do with paedophiles, so that's what I mean. It's a really difficult topic to talk about. However, I feel I really need to do this today because in the paedophile underworld, if you like, the 25th of April is a very poignant day for them, and we're not too far away from the 25th of April, so I felt almost like a bit of a duty to share it because I don't know how many people are actually aware of this. Okay, so I'll just start because there's no easy way of really addressing this disgusting topic. Okay, so I'll just start. Now, I don't know how many people who work with children, whether you're teachers, whether you're you work for social services, any of those professions, I don't know how many people actually are aware. Now, this was something that I discovered from a professional involvement with somebody as in working in social work, and yeah, I just feel I need to share. I have shared this information, but it's very difficult to just sort of, how do you quickly get onto that subject? But I think it's one that needs to really be out there. Okay, so I'll just start. I'll just crack on with it and just start, okay? So I'm going to keep looking down at my book because I've made loads of different notes because I'm really trying not to miss anything out. Okay, so the 25th of April is known as Alice Day. Okay, this was originally set up by the underworld group of paedophiles here in the UK and Ireland, and one particular paedophile decided to name it Alice Day. Okay, now it's originally it was actually known as Paedophile Pride Day, and then it was changed to Alice Day because in the world of social media, not a lot of people knew what Alice Day was, so it was another part of their language that they could do this, talking to each other, refer to Alice Day. Nobody, you know, then really knew what it was, so it was part of their secret language, if you like. And it was actually, the name Alice Day was actually devised by a paedophile activist during the 1990s. And what it is, it's a day where they come together, not as in all meet up together, but they all come together like online or whatever they do to celebrate their desire to molest children. How sick is that? Okay, so one thing that we do need to remember, of course, is that not all paedophiles are men. There are a lot of women paedophiles out there, so you know, that's something to obviously remain aware of. And what happens on Alice Day, and I will repeat, it's the 25th of April, okay? And what they do is they kind of all message each other. They have like a forum, and just their general ways of how they liaise with each other secretly. Anyway, they go onto these forums and they say where they're going to be hanging out. So, for example, they could be hanging out at a local play park. They could be hanging out, going to the swimming pool. It could be a sporting event. It could be a shopping mall. It could be anywhere, a park. Did I just say that? But anywhere where there are children, just literally hanging around, randomly just watching children. Now, some of them will actually have a camera with them, and some of them will be taking photographs for their own personal use later on. I don't have to say any more about that one, do I? Others will just have like a mental image of what they've seen. A lot of these paedophiles will try to engage with your children and to touch them, not in an outwardly inappropriate way, but they would try to do things like, oh, have you lost your mummy? Try to touch their hand, that sort of thing, because they kind of get off on the memory of what that child's hand feels like. So they will try and engage with your child in some way, and if they can touch them in any way, they will try to. Okay, so that's one thing. Zoos is another great place, but you see, sometimes in the UK it really depends on, especially if you've got like half terms and things like that that fall on this particular day, on the 25th of April, then oh my goodness, it's like a paedophile's dream of walking into a sweet shop. Do you know what I mean? Because kids are everywhere playing. Fortunately, this year it falls on a weekday. I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe Wednesday. I think it might be Wednesday, which is a school day, which then rings alarm bells to me that maybe a lot of them will be hanging around schools, school gates, if they've got access to looking into school playgrounds during break times, when the kids come out of school, the shops, like sweet shops, that sort of thing. One of the things that you really need to be aware of is there's lots of secret codes that these people have, so say male and female, and one of the ways that they identify each other is to wear a pink shirt. It could be a pink t-shirt, it can be a pink shirt, it's pink, okay? And that is one way that they will recognise each other. So, I mean, my husband looks amazing in pink. I love him wearing a pink shirt, but I tell you what, on this day, there is no way he would put a pink shirt on. Absolutely no way. So, if your boyfriend or husband or partner likes to wear pink, maybe avoid the 25th of April. No, on a serious note, I mean, you know, yeah, I've got to inject a little bit of humour because it's such a dark and horrible subject, but yeah, that is absolutely true. Christians won't wear pink on that day. But it's not just all about wearing a pink top. They have lots of secret logos, and in this video I will insert, probably around about here, some logos, pictures of logos that they may have on their t-shirts. So they may not have pink on, but they may have a badge that they've had designed with certain logos. They may have a tattoo. Lots of them have tattoos now. Lots of them actually have stickers made for their car windscreens because they all like recognise each other by seeing these particular logos. So I'll quickly just tell you about some of the logos, but as I say, I will include it in the video anyway. Okay, so there's a blue triangle. It's a bit like a double blue triangle, and that represents that particular paedophile likes boys. Okay, and then there's another logo which is like it's like a back to front E, and it's like a bit like a turquoise and maybe a grey, cut like a double E. That one represents that they are a little boy lover. That's disgust on my face, honestly. Now there's another one that looks really, really pretty, and you know, like I could just see a little girl finding it really, really pretty, and it's like it's a double pink heart, and clearly that means that they like little girls. They're little girl lovers. And then there's another one, and it's two hearts next to each other. If I remember rightly, I think one's pink and one's blue, and then there's tiny little hearts down the bottom, sort of a join to them, and that indicates that they just love, they are just a child lover. They have no preference. Okay. And there's another one, and it's a circle, and it's got a blue triangle and a pink heart inside, and that represents that they are child loving paedophiles online via media. Okay, so that's what they're into. So one of the things that they will do is they'll be hovering around, they'll be looking at your children. So say some of them might take a photograph, well, as I've just said, for their own personal use later on. Some may memorise it, but there's also other people out there that are just as sick as these paedophiles, because they may not be a paedophile, but what they do, because they know that this day is such a big day in their calendar, that they'll be out there taking the photographs and then they'll be selling them. So they'll be getting a lot of money. They can sell them for loads of money from these complete and utter bloody weirdos out there. Okay, so I mean, I would only suggest that I would suggest obviously keep your kids absolutely close to you. You know, I mean, we should be vigilant all the time anyway, but as I say, this is one day in the calendar where it's a bit of a circus out there for them. And if you see anyone that's hanging around a park, an adult hanging around a park, and I don't mean any, obviously you have to be very careful, and you can't just go accusing everybody, because the majority of people in the world are not like this. But if you're suspicious of somebody and you think, oh, I don't know, I'm not very comfortable about this, and there's an adult who's just sat back kind of looking at your children, or hanging around for too long, trying to engage with your children, and you get a feeling that they don't need to be there, as in, you know, they don't have any children with them, or if you were to engage in conversation with them, if they didn't say anything like, oh, I'm just waiting for my grandchild to come out of school, or anything like that, then if you feel, or if they're certainly taking photographs of your children, ask them why. What are you doing? What are you doing? And me personally, if I felt suspicious, really suspicious, I would approach them, and I would probably call the police. It's the only way I think, and maybe we can start to work together and do something. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, in this video, I'm going to actually put the website in where you will find a lot of this information. Okay, and the website actually is www.theukdatabase.com, paedophile exposed and Alice paedophile. So if you go onto that website, you'll be able to see a whole load more about it. I will link it below into the comments box. And I hope I really haven't offended anybody by doing this video, but it's something I feel absolutely passionate about yourself, just by going onto that website, or if you just put into Google Alice Day, you will see what comes up. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, and it makes me angry, and all I can say is that, well, I just feel that information is power. So if you have children, if you have grandchildren, if you know anyone with children, if you are a professional working with children, maybe just say to them, are you aware like go to your manager or something and say, have you ever heard of Alice Day? And see what they say. You will be surprised how many people actually haven't. So it feels a bit wrong saying if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. So what I'm going to say is, if you have found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love it. I do my beauty hauls, I know I do my shopping hauls, I know I do my you know, makeup tutorials, I do all sorts of things, but I can offer a lot of important information as well. Share this amongst your friends as well, please. Let's try and protect our children and our grandchildren out there. As I said, I hope I haven't offended anybody by doing this, but it's something that I feel so strongly about. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe and stay fabulous. Keep our kids safe. Bye.